Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of this crazy corporate world. Sometimes it feels like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but today we are going to find that needle and maybe a few other surprises. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents and want to avoid the corporate jargon, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Come join us there and let's decipher together. Today we're diving into a filing from Gencor Industries Inc. Now you might hear the term 8K and think, oh, that's boring, just another update. But this one has a little more drama than your average Tuesday. It's all about a company trying to get back on track after some notification issues. So what happened? Well, back in January, the powers that be at NC American, that's the stock exchange, sent Gencor a letter. They weren't happy because Gencor hadn't filed their big annual report, the Form 10K for the year ending September 30, 2024, on time. Think of it like missing a deadline for your biggest school project. No matter how good the project is, the late submission cost you. Gencor being listed on the NYC American has to play by their rules when it comes to keeping investors informed. One of the biggest rules is timely financial reporting. When they missed that initial deadline, they got a notice that they weren't following a continued listing standard and that they were subject to certain procedures. The exchange gave them a grace period about 6 months from the original due date. Deadline was at the end of December 2024, so they had until around June 2025 to file that annual report and any other reports that were also late. Now here's where it gets interesting. Gencor realized they needed more time, not just for that annual report, but also for their quarterly reports. So in June, they asked the NYC for an extension. They did file that annual report on June 27th, which was technically within that initial 6-month window, but they still had those quarterly reports hanging over their head. They wanted to get them all sorted. The NC listened and they granted Gencor an extension until August 19th, a new deadline to submit all their late reports. This is crucial because if they miss this new deadline, the consequences could have been much more serious. And guess what happened on July 25th of 2025? Gencor filed those overdue quarterly reports for the periods ending December 31, 2024 and March 31, 2025. And crucially, they did this before the August 19th deadline. Talk about cutting it close, but getting it done. The really good news here, and the main point of this filing, is that because they got those reports in, Gencor has officially been notified by the NYSE that they have met the requirements and are no longer considered a late filer. They've been taken off that dreaded list and are back in good standing with the exchange. This document is signed off by Mark G. Elliott, who is the president, and Eric E. Mellon, the chief financial officer. Having the leadership sign off on these reports shows their commitment and acknowledgement of the company's financial standing and reporting responsibilities. We've seen Gencor Industries dealing with some significant reporting hiccups. They face the risk of delisting, which is basically the exchange kicking them off its platform. That would have been a huge blow to their ability to raise capital and for their stock's liquidity. But they managed to get their act together and file all the necessary paperwork within the extended deadlines. From a business perspective, consistently filing your financial reports on time is a sign of good corporate governance and operational stability. When a company struggles with this, it can make investors nervous. They want to see transparency and predictability. Gencor's ability to resolve this situation and regain compliance is a positive step. It shows they can navigate challenging situations and meet regulatory demands. Looking ahead, the key for Gencor will be to maintain this momentum and ensure they don't fall behind on filings again. For investors, this report is a relief, but also a reminder to keep an eye on their future reporting. The fact that they needed an extension and filed multiple reports at once suggests there might have been internal challenges or a backlog that needed significant effort to clear. So what's my take on Gencor Industries? They've certainly shown resilience by getting back on track with their financial reporting. The immediate risk of delisting has been avoided. The real test now is consistency. Can they keep up with their filings without relying on extensions? It's a good sign they got it done, but the process itself highlighted a period of administrative disruption. We need to see sustained, timely reporting to really feel confident about their operational smoothness. The company direction looks like it's focused on meeting its obligations, which is essential. But the story of the past year has clearly been about catching up. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description where we discuss these things and more. Thanks for watching. See you next time.